Yo, what is going on, everyone? We are back for the second episode of Life Itself. Welcome back.
Welcome back. How crazy does that feel? It feels crazy to me.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Having this second episode, it's wild. The first one was, it's just like, we're here. We are here. Second episode. It's like, it doesn't feel real having a podcast because we've been thinking about it for so long. And we wanted it to happen. And like we had all these delays, everything that was just like, that could go wrong. I didn't have the right equipment. I didn't know like the lighting. I didn't know this. We found this amazing studio very close to where we live.
Yeah.
It's just like the stars aligned and now we're here. And it feels great.
It is funny because I was thinking about this morning, how like just so classic you of like, I was like, okay, we'll wait till the timing is right. We've been talking about this podcast for a while, but it was like you had a lot going on at the time. And then classic you, it's like once it's like the timing is right, things just like flow the way they're supposed to. And there's so many synchronicities. So yeah, it's been great.
No, it was crazy because like you said with the sync. Wait,
synchronicities.
Synchronicities. That's a crazy word, but I know what it means. It's just like everything.
Wait, what does it mean? It means like, okay, sorry, I don't mean to put you on the spot. I mean,
no, like everything, like the stars align, like the planets align, like everything happens how it's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Exactly.
So that really is how it happened here. And I'm just super excited because the support that we've seen from people, not only that we know on, in real life, also online has been like, pretty overwhelming. It's been really nice, Yeah,
it's been really cool and exciting. I feel like even people we know are getting to see like a different side of you, me, our dynamic, which is really fun.
Yeah. It's like we had friends text us like, oh my God, it was so good. Oh my God, how does it look so good? I'm like, yo, there's our people behind the scenes over here in the studio know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, I'm super just thankful about, all the support that we've gotten on the podcast for the first episode. Now we're here for the second one. Yeah. And we got some stuff to talk about. We're honestly have a crazy day going on right now because...
Yeah, we're on the move.
We're on the move.
We're airport fits. We are...
Yes, we are in our airport fits. As you guys can see, she's cozy. You're like legs crossed over here, all cozy
I'm comfy today.
Yeah.
I feel like last week I couldn't get like my exact sitting down and I really wanted like my goal is I need to find my comfortable spot. I need to be like, I couldn't drink my water right. And now I feel comfy, cozy in my airport outfit, ready to go.
Look, you're cozy, I'm cozy, and we are here. We're going to talk about a couple of things, especially now that we're flying, traveling, flying with your significant other, going to a different country. Like there's so many different things to get into.
So we are traveling to Europe. We are going to... Paris and Italy, or France and Italy. We're going to two different places in Italy. And it is going to be a long travel day. Right before less than 24 hours before our flight, it was canceled. And I just get a text message saying like your flight's canceled and an email. And what's so crazy to me is like, what if I wasn't looking at my phone at that time? Like they texted me at like 8 p.m., like less than 24 hours before the flight was canceled.
Yeah, but then they did that weird thing where like they texted you, but they like rescheduled the flight or something without telling you. I don't like what was good with that?
No, it was seriously the most insane thing I've ever experienced. They text me, they say, your flight is canceled. Okay, we're about to leave. We're like starting to pack. We're like getting our stuff together. We're like, we have a long day. We're planning everything out. They're like, your flight's canceled. And unfortunately, we haven't rebooked you on any flights. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, like what like customer service on the airlines are like literally terrible. Like they got to step it up. Like what's going on?
Yeah, I called my sister. I'm like, she's like, there's no way that they could do this. I'm like, oh no, they can do this. Like they have done this to me before and then they won't give you anything in return and you'll just be screwed. So then they're like, unfortunately, we couldn't rebook you for anything. And then you're over there like, what's happening? I'm like, I'll figure this out.
Yeah, no, once I heard you like kind of getting like upset, I was like, wait, so then I
may have cried at the end of the 2 hours. I may have because they text me this, then they're like, you have to rebook your own flight. If you don't rebook your own flight, then we'll refund you for your original flight or whatever. But like, we couldn't put you on a new flight. I'm like, oh my God, we already had all this stuff planned. I already like booked tickets for other things when we're there. I'm like, we need to get this resolved, like whatever. So then they're like, you can reach out. Like I reach out to a certain number. They're like, okay, perfect. I'm going to put you on a 45-minute hold. Okay, it's lovely. And then they're like, message with our support specialists. You know, they love the like AI bots.
And those support specialists, they are not from here, bro. They are not from the country. They might not even be real people. Like what? You talk to these people.
No, it was an AI bot, and it's like.
And what was its name? What was its name?
I don't know the AI bot's name. I don't know. But it was like just taking me in a loop, and then they finally connect me with a person, I think. And then he's like sending me all these flights that are terrible. Our flight was direct, and then he was sending me like, oh, you can have a layover in Atlanta for 6 hours, and then you can get there 2 days later. I'm like, no. Like, this is not going to work. So then I'm looking up all these flights. I basically did it myself. And then I'm like, can we do this flight instead? Like, I found a direct flight that got us in like just a few hours later than original. He's like, oh, the seats are on hold. Like, I can't book it for you. I'm like, what do you mean you can't book it for me? So then I had to book it myself, pay again for all new tickets.
Yeah, we ended up having to pay more money. And it's like, you did that, but they didn't tell you that you could do that.
Oh, we have 2 flights right now. We have 2 flights for today.
Get our bread back. I need my money back, okay? Okay.
Yeah. And so then the 45-minute hold comes back. The guy calls me. He's like, what was your confirmation number? I give it to him. He's like, oh, you're already booked for a flight. We rescheduled your flight.
This is crazy. It's wild to me how they could just do whatever they want, though.
No, it's crazy how it's normalized that like customer service for any like company is just so the most unhelpful thing on planet Earth, and how it takes like 4 hours to talk to a person. And it's like, I don't know if they're trying to save money, what they're trying to do, but like the amount of times, like, you know, the meme, like how you hear somebody talk to like the robot on the phone is like their true self or whatever. That is literally you. You're like, I hear Bobby in the other room like, person, I want to talk to a person.
Oh, you're talking about that. Oh, when you get the AI bots, I click 0 a million times, do, and then, you know, they get pissed. And then I just start yelling, give me a real person, bro. Like, I can't take the AI bots anymore. Like, I don't know if like you said, they're trying to save money or whatever it is, but these AI bots have got to go because, like, it's just, I'm spending money on your service, like Xfinity, right? We had Xfinity or whatever. We ended up, it was just a whole crazy thing with our internet service provider. We ended up switching it, then all this stuff. But long story short, I'm calling them and it's like, give me a real person. I can't do this. So I had to drive to the store and then actually link up with someone face to face. And it's just like,
yeah, it's just so funny how they try to be so like ahead of the game with like, okay, you talk to this AI, it's going to streamline things. But really then you ended up just going to the store. And that was the way you actually got it done because it was seriously so nightmarish.
Wasting my day and my time. It's just crazy. But all of that to say the flying you know, they really need to make it easier because with flying, right, someone like me, all of that went on. And thank God for you, because if that was me, I just wouldn't have.
Yeah, of course, you know Bobby hates flying. Of course, the second I'm like, oh my God. He's like, what? I'm like, this has to be a lie. He's like, what? I'm like, our flight was canceled. He's like, arms in the air.
I was like, yes, let's go.
It's a sign from God.
Yeah. I was like, this is it. We don't have to go, you know, because anybody else, a normal person, especially if you're listening or watching, you're probably thinking, yo, you're going to Europe. You're going to Paris. You're going to Italy. That's like life-changing.
He is going to be fine, like, when we're there. Like, you're going to be like...
I'm always vibing out. Once I'm there...
Once we're there, I already know how it's going to go.
Vibing.
You're going to be like, all right, like, if it wasn't for Moon, like, we should just stay here. Like, I'm happy. This is so great.
Us leaving Moon for the amount of days we are has me stressed. But, yeah, like I was saying, any other normal person would be excited. This is like, you know, not... Most people in a lifetime don't even go to Europe, you know? Yeah. So it's like, I'm going, I should be excited. And I am excited deep down, but I think just like the traveling and all of that, like it's just not for me. Like I
Yeah.
hate flying. I hate being out of my comfort, like of my home and my area and where I just feel safe. You know what I mean? Because especially with all the things that are going on with the planes, like let's be honest here. I don't want to jinx us. I'm gonna knock on wood or something, but
I think that's
it's
one.
the things that are going on with these planes, man, has me scared. I get scared, but I always have been. I don't like heights. I don't, like I said, like feeling
Yeah, you don't like
unsafe.
heights.
And it's just, yeah.
And what's it about the plane? You feel like it could crash.
I mean, yeah, they're out here. The planes are
But
crashing.
why are you so scared of a plane, but you're not scared of a car?
Because a car, at least I'm in control. Like if something was to go on with the plane, there's
What if like obviously not right now, but what if you got your pilot's license and you drove the plane? Then would you be scared?
If I got a wait, you just had me messed up. If I got a pilot's license,
yeah,
I mean,
because then you'd be in control.
yeah,
Would you still be scared?
I'd still be scared because of the heights thing, but I'd
Okay,
definitely,
because so it's the heights too.
yeah, I would feel more definitely like, in control.
So what if, or I guess maybe when, like, do you think there will be flying cars in our lifetime?
That's the thing too that I think about sometimes because like I personally don't think so. No, flying cars are not going to be a thing because
You don't think so?
no, I don't think so. I mean, yeah, like people want to compare plane like crashes to car crashes, right? And that's cool. I understand why because it's like you're traveling, it's a form of transportation.
Yeah.
But in a plane, I mean, let's be honest, bro. If you crash in a plane, you're done. You know what I mean? Like you're so high up in the air. And I know it doesn't just go like this, like you have time to prepare and whatnot, but yeah, you're playing with your life when you're up that high. On the ground in a car, at least I'm like, I'm on the ground. You know what I mean?
So if there's flying cars in 20 years or 30 years,
I'm not doing that shit. Are you crazy?
you're not ever going to do it.
Would you do it? I don't go on roller coasters because I don't like it's like,
Yeah.
why would I anything that I'm putting my life in something else's hands? It's like, what are we doing that for? Like,
That's something that I feel like people would be surprised to know about you because I feel like you come off very like, hey, I'm here. And you are like that and very like outgoing and like full of life in a lot of ways. I feel like people would assume that you'd also be kind of like adventurous or what's the word? Just like impulsive, I guess, or like to do like adrenaline type of things.
Yeah.
And you are so not like that. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I'm definitely not like that. I used to be like growing up, I kind of was like,
Yeah.
I would do things, but also I feel like I've been through some shit where like
yeah.
the just like trauma of things where I've crashed quads, flipped them on my head. I've like done things. I've cracked my head open. I've had, surgeries. Like I've had like trauma that
Yeah.
I'm like, I've experienced what happens when you fuck around and find out. And
Yeah.
like, it's just never worth it. You know what I mean? So
It is true. Like as you get older, you do get more, not you, just people in general, like myself included, get more nervous about things. Like I feel like when I was younger, I jumped out of a plane before. I would like.
Oh, I forgot you jumped out of a plane, bro. That is like you couldn't. I think if someone said to me right now, I will give you $1 million to jump out of a plane
Yeah.
for fun. You did that for fun, bro. Not like
And I don't regret it at all. It was so fun. But
No.
now, like maybe I wouldn't do it. Like maybe I would be a
hell
little more
no,
nervous.
I wouldn't. Bro, like I said, you could pay me $1 million.
Like
I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
But
No
that's
way.
what I think is funny because you would think, I feel like meeting us or knowing us that you would be more that way. Like, okay, like, yeah, like let's jump out of this plane. Let's go here. Let's do that. And I'd be maybe not, but it's actually so the opposite. Like I love roller coasters. I used to I'm sick when the airplane,
Very sick.
when the airplane would get turbulence. Like I thought that was fun. Like
thought it
I
was
was
a
like,
game, bro. You're in
I
there
was
like
yeah,
it's
this
a roller
is like a roller coaster. Like
Nah.
this is cool. Like it's like some excitement. Like I'm bored on this plane, but obviously now
I'm bored on the plane. Bro, if turbulence starts on a plane, I'm in there secured up, like praying, like, please, bro, don't let this be the way. I don't want to go out like this, bro. You know,
Yeah.
like you're crazy for that.
Well, isn't it true that like you're more likely to die by getting like crushed by a vending machine than on an airplane?
I heard that, but like, is that just for the memes? You know what I mean? Like it could be that
I don't
could be
know.
real, but especially nowadays with the way the planes, are like things are happening, whether they're going on fire, they're crashing, they're flipping over. Like there's all this crazy. I saw someone the other day. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this. I think I am. Somebody died on the plane and they put a towel over the person, and the person that was sitting next to the person that died on the plane just had to sit there.
Oh, I saw that.
Sitting next to a dead body for 6 hours on a plane. Like,
I did hear about that.
like what?
Wasn't the reason about, I can't remember, because like couldn't they not land the plane or something like that?
Not even that. It's just like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna land the plane because this person, like,
Yes.
yeah, you should.
You
yes.
are gonna land the
But
plane
it's
because
kinda
someone
like,
died.
You
yes.
have 300 people on the plane, or
Like if
whatever
you're
it is.
not gonna land the plane because someone died, why are you gonna land
And
the plane?
that's my fear. That's what I'm talking about.
Your fear is that someone's gonna die on a plane and they're not gonna land it?
No, I fear about, God forbid, something happens while you're up there, then what, bro? There's nothing, you can't do nothing. You're really playing with God while you're up there. Like you're playing with life when you're up in that plane. Like anything could happen, and then what? It takes at least 30 minutes to get back down. You know what I'm saying? So it's like something happens, then what? And I know y'all are probably thinking I'm crazy listening to this, but it's a real fear of mine. I've always had it ever since I was a little kid. Flying to Disney World, I remember when I was like 5. Like I remember being shook, like what's gonna happen while we're on this plane. And
yeah, we just need to knock you out. You just need to like,
and I don't like
we need to maybe
things,
like sedate you.
Yeah, just sedate me. Just make me go to sleep and wake up when I'm there, and then I'll have a great time when I'm in Europe. I'm sure, but you know, I have all these crazy fears, but I know that you'll support me, and I'll support you. You know what I mean? Like while we're there, like I didn't necessarily want to go to Europe and do all this stuff, but I'm here and I'm being a supportive king. And
self-proclaimed supportive king.
Again, I said that in the last episode, but yes,
true,
I might be a supportive king. And yeah, it'll be fine, I'm sure, right?
I love it. It's like I'm being a supportive king to go to see our wedding venue.
No, listen, I mean, we could talk about it too, you know, we could be open and honest because that's what we're doing.
Right.
Italy or getting married across the world wouldn't have been my first choice. But
well, your first choice would have been like, I mean, yeah, we could just talk about it. Your first choice would have been like, let's go to like a courthouse and then go to like Applebee's after. That would have been your first choice.
No, don't do that to me. Applebee's
tell me
is
I'm
lit.
wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, bro, those apps.
If you could have had your ideal, like if I'm being dead serious, I think your ideal would seriously be like go to the courthouse, have Moon be our witness.
Are you crazy? Absolutely.
And then go out to dinner with like your parents, your brother, Tina, like his fiance, my family, like my immediate family, grandparents, and call it a day.
Couple friends, couple of the squad members, you know, that I love out there. Couple friends I would definitely.
And then maybe, we'd go out to dinner with friends like separately to celebrate
or maybe separate,
whatever.
yeah. Who knows? I haven't even thought about it. That's the beauty of like, I don't know the beauty for you. It's probably stresses you the hell out, and we could open up about that. But it's like being the man.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I'm like 50-50, you know, because like I still care about how things look. I want to know what's going on. Yeah, of course.
Since when do you care about how things look?
What? That's part of who I am. I love how.
For our wedding, you care?
For our wedding, I care. It just stresses me the hell out, man, with all these things.
You care, but you trust that I'm going to make it look good. So
I know you're going to kill it.
You don't have to
after seeing the mood board, I'm like, oh, like we're good, you know? So, no, it's been great, like, you know, you supporting me in this, knowing that I am afraid of traveling, and it's not like, you know, my favorite thing. So
we support each other because you know that because the reason I wanted to do it abroad is because then we can like extend it into multiple days. It's beautiful. It's more intimate, all the reasons. And so you support me in that because you're like, okay, I'm down, but like ideally I would want it to just be super minimal and whatever. And then I support you in your fear of travel.
Yeah. I mean, also one thing I will say too to people, like, I always have been like weird about traveling, whether it's because, and this is going to sound crazy, I'll spill the tea. I've always had a weird thing with traveling. This is going to sound crazy. Always have had a weird thing with traveling because what if I have to use the bathroom? Like, what if I go somewhere?
Oh, you're revealing like your hidden secrets.
Yeah. I'm gonna give some tea.
You're
on this.
revealing.
This is why we're doing the podcast. I'm gonna give out some secrets.
You're revealing your deepest, darkest.
Bro, I be having a shit. So like, like if I am somewhere, like I used to go to the city by myself to take photos, right? This is just something that stands out in my mind. I would get on the train and like life was so different. I've changed so much throughout the years where nowadays I would never do this, but I hopped on a train by myself, with a camera, went down there and whatever, right? And I'd be down there in the city by myself just taking pictures of things. Like that was like, I loved taking photos. And I was down there and I just remember like on the train is one thing, there's a bathroom, which by the way, if you ever shit in a train bathroom, people would call you psychotic, but I would do it happily because if you gotta go, you gotta go.
We are so different in that way. Like I hate going to the bathroom in public places. You will... Yeah.
Nah, I'll let it go anywhere, no matter where I'm at. Cause bro, I don't know what it is. I should probably go to the doctor and get it checked. I might have IBS, bro. I'd be out here, not really cause I can control it, but like if my stomach hurts and I gotta go, I'm going, bro. I don't care where I'm at. I'll go on the side of the road.
This man has paid people to cut the line in bathrooms.
Oh, I would love to tally up the amount of money I've spent paying people to cut the line in public like places. Like I remember St. Patrick's Day back in the day, I gave this dude $100 and we were in like, I was like, what, 20 years old at the time? Like
you were at like the St. Patrick's Day parade in the city.
We're turning up, St. Patrick's Day parade. And I'm like out there, obviously hundreds of people. If you guys don't know, St. Patrick's Day parade in New York City is like a thing. Like people turn up for that. There's hundreds of people. I'm going to random bars, random restaurants, trying to find a bathroom. I finally find one. The line is out the door because there's nowhere to go in the city. That's a whole nother topic. But I paid this dude $100 to cut the line. And I couldn't tell you the amount of times that I've done that in my life.
How mad was the second person in line?
Oh, pissed. They gave me a look.
I get $0 and I still get cut.
Yeah. I cut them. And yeah, like I said, so that's one thing that pisses me off about traveling. And that's why I get so weird because I just be like having to use the bathroom, whether it's, I got to go number one or go number two. It's like when you got to go, you got to go. And that's something that really like when I'm traveling, I always am like, all right, where's the bathroom? Just so I know, like I have to know where to go. It's crazy. It really is.
Well, lucky for you, there's a bathroom on the plane.
Yeah, well, there is bathrooms on the plane, but that, even last time, like I remember I used the bathroom on the plane. We came back home. I was a little sick for a couple of days, not like stomach sick, like I had like a cold. And I didn't know if it was because all the germs be going crazy in the bathroom on the plane, but I'm like, might be a germaphobe a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, might be a hypochondriac, might be...
Yeah, one of those.
Something.
But yeah, the plane stuff is, we could talk about planes for the whole episode, but I will, before we get off the plane thing, I do want to know, have you had any crazy plane experiences? Because you've traveled way more than me. I have one that is pretty cool. Not like crazy, but cool. And I know you for sure have some because you've flown a lot more than me.
Yeah. Bobby had the audacity to say, like, I know you've had some experiences before, like you might be bad luck with traveling after our flight got canceled. I'm like, just because I travel more than you doesn't mean I have bad luck.
I mean, you've got stuck places. You've had things go on. I'm just like, listen, let's just put some good juju on this
Yeah, I've
plane.
had some time. Okay, well, some of the times it was my fault. Like one time I was coming back from Puerto Rico and I was a little too lit and having a little too much fun.
Oh, you were turning up, girl. Go crazy.
And me and my best friend, we were like, we had to make it back for the plane. And we kept like pushing, we kept seeing if we could do like a later flight or like, because we were like having so much fun, we didn't want to leave. And then our flight was delayed and we're like, yes, like we can stay, we can hang out longer. And then like, we just were like kind of having too much fun with it. And then all of a sudden we were like, we gotta go. Like, we're gonna miss our flight. We're like running to the airport. We get there. They basically like are closing the gate like right as we get there. And they're like, sorry, like you can't get on the plane. I'm like, no, like we're like, please, like we have to get home. And they're like, no, sorry, like it's too late.
It's over.
So then we had to sleep in the airport. And I literally, it was Puerto Rico. So it was like hot outside, but then like freezing inside because they had the AC. And I only had like beach clothes. And so I literally put on like layers of my clothes because I was freezing cold. I only had shorts. I was putting on the highest socks I could find and like sleeping across all 4 of the chairs like overnight because like everything was closed. Like we couldn't go anywhere. It was terrible. And then the the other thing was the airline's fault, where I was coming back from a bachelorette trip in Nashville, and after a bachelorette, like you want to just like die and like go
shot.
rot in your bed. Yeah, like you're shot. And I remember like I think it was like the last night we were about to leave, like right before we find out our flight's canceled. They're like, sorry, there's no other flights. We couldn't get on any other flights. Ugh. We ended up having to stay.
How are they allowed to do that though? I don't understand.
No, it should be illegal. Like, I don't understand how these airlines can just like do whatever they want and they can just get away with it because they know. They're like, what are you going to do about it? Like, what are you going to do? You're not going to do anything because like.
I'm about to sue, bro.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure who knows?
Someone
should do one of those big lawsuits and then we all get like those like $100 checks. Like if you were impacted by this, like
I
whatever.
saw that. What was it? T-Mobile was giving out like $25,000 to each customer or something crazy like that. Yeah. So those lawsuits are wild.
But also, Verizon.
They can't do that because if they do, all of these workers are going to get laid off and then more of these plane crashes are going to happen. And then it's like, bro, so it's kind of like they have the upper hand. They can do whatever they want.
Are there more plane crashes or are they just like reporting on it more?
So that's something that I kind of wanted to talk about too is like, I'll never get like, political or anything, but I do think that something has to do with the fact of like, the planes have been around for so long, and you're trying to tell me now in 2025, the big 2025.
Oh, the
big 2025 that technology's better than ever, but you're telling me that all of these planes are just all of a sudden starting to like have all these things go wrong with them. And I don't know if it's because like maybe they're trying to maximize profit and haven't like, serviced the planes or whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but you're trying to tell me that now out of nowhere, all of these planes are just starting to go down and whatever. And it's like, I know it might, from what I've been seeing, I'm not going to, from what I've been seeing, I'll put it like that, is that, they're trying to blame it on the president and say like, oh, it's his fault. So it could be like a media thing. I didn't even
see that. Like, I like didn't even realize that. I just feel like I keep seeing it more. I didn't even realize that was part of like the whole.
I feel like it's always happened, and now they're like, it was like kind of kept under wraps, and now the media is kind of like just like, well, we're gonna unleash that, X amount of planes have been crashing every day for the last 30 years. We just never spoke about it because the airlines pay us to shut up, and now they're not, so we're gonna let it go. You know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah.
That's what I could see. I don't know.
I could see that.
Money has to be involved some way.
What is it? Like big plane? Like big pharma?
Yeah, big plane, bro. Big plane. Something's going on with it. It's crazy. But
they have to have something because I'm telling you, they could do whatever the hell they want and there's no consequences. There has to be something going on because it's seriously nuts, like the things that they can do. Like even just with canceling our flight. And I'm like, if that happens crazy. For our actual wedding, like,
oh my God, yeah, God
seriously,
forbid.
like, good, like, catch me somewhere else because I'll be deceased. Like,
no, if that happened, I swear you'd probably run up in one of the offices. Like, you'd really have something to say to these people.
No, I think I would literally pass out and go into cardiac arrest. Like, I think I would.
Don't say that.
I think I would seriously, like, from just the stress, like, it would be over for me.
Yeah. So wait, I feel like I cut you off about the Nashville thing though. What happened in Nashville? I want you to get it off.
Yeah. So then we ended up, our flight was delayed and not delayed. Oh my God, I wish it was delayed. It was canceled. We ended up having to book our own hotel room.
Ratchet.
The memories are coming back to me. Some random hotel in somewhere in Nashville. I don't know. Like I had no clothes left. All I had left was like all the dirty clothes I wore and like things that were like
stinky?
out for like the club and my pajamas. You know what I mean? Like in the bars and like the streets of Nashville. And then a cow print cowboy hat. And literally I just remember sitting on the sidewalk of a Waffle House, like walking. We had to walk from our hotel to the Waffle House because we didn't have a car.
It gets crazy at the Waffle House.
Oh my God. Waffle House is the best place on earth. Like seriously.
It is.
I swear to God, I paid $6 for like a full breakfast and it was like so delicious.
It's weird though, because it gets kind of like, from what I've heard, shit goes down at Waffle House.
What goes down?
Shit goes down. Like I remember, I mean, this might sound crazy and might whatever, but I think didn't that rapper get shot in Waffle House? And
what rapper?
I think P&B Rock.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he was at a Waffle House and his like, it was this whole conspiracy. Like his girl put on the story that they were there and then people pulled up and like killed him in the Waffle House. I'm pretty sure.
God.
I could be wrong. Somebody fact check me if you're watching this and you know what I'm saying.
Okay, well, when I was there, no one was murdered at the Waffle House. I had a lovely experience.
Yeah.
I could maybe see those vibes of how that could happen, but I had a lovely experience. And then we had the most delicious breakfast ever. We walked all the way back to our hotel. Thank God it was the middle of the summer, I think. Or it was hot. I don't know.
It was hot. I remember you. Yeah, you FaceTime me and you were like on the beach chair with your little cow hat.
I was at the hotel pool in my pajamas with a cow print cowboy hat on, looking like just a mess.
Honestly, though, it does kind of make for like good memories because you and your friends, you'll probably never forget that moment.
Thank God for them, because if I was by myself, like seriously,
you would have went crazy.
I don't know what I would have done. Yeah, thank God for them. We were just, and then Francesca was.
Yo, shout out to Ev. We're shouting out Ev on the podcast. Yeah, shout out to Ev.
She's on the phone with Southwest because that was the airline. Haven't flown them since. And she's like trying to get our money back, and they're basically just being dicks.
Oh, I would not want to mess with her if she
They're
feels
like, you got to fill out this form. You got to do this. They wouldn't compensate us for our hotel that we now had to pay for. Like I'm pretty sure I had to take off of work because I got back late. And so then I had to call out of work because I was planning to be back at work, and now I had to wait a whole nother day. So I had to call out of
fucking
work.
with your bag, bro. These airlines are fucking with the bag.
Crazy. I had to call out of work, and then we had to book a new flight. So then it was like, and I think they reimbursed us like just for the flight or something, like for our original flight, but then they didn't cover like our hotel room or anything else. And it's just like so insane. It's so insane how that's even allowed. Like so then when they canceled our flight this time, and my sister was like, no, like it'll be fine. I'm like, oh, you don't understand. They'll do whatever they want. It won't be fine.
Yeah, because you've experienced it, and it's like, I don't know. I just hope that, I know everything will be okay on this flight. We're going to have a great time. And like now thinking, in a couple hours or whatever it is, we're going to be on a plane going to Europe. I've never been to Europe. So it's like, I'm excited to, see what's going on. Obviously, because of the internet, like I see photos, videos of things. It looks beautiful. So I am excited, like deep down, you know what I mean? Like I know I said I hate traveling, but like I am excited for when we get there, and it's gonna sound wrong, but like I'm hyped to take these Instagram photos and videos, bro. I'm hyped to be over there.
The content is gonna be elite.
Bro, the fit pics that I'm gonna get, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm getting one in front of the Eiffel Tower. We're going to like where are we going? Rome or like where are we going in Italy? I don't even know where we're going.
This man doesn't even know what we're doing.
I want to go to the thing where the Colosseum, bro, where they used to like
We're
kill
not
people.
going to Rome.
Oh.
Like, what are you talking
We're not going there?
Are you kidding?
I have no idea where we're going. That's the beauty of it.
Oh my God. It must be nice.
It's
Must be nice to be you.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
It is great. It is great to be me.
As we can tell, I planned the trip and did all the flights. We are going to Paris, and then we are going to Milan.
So I was right about the Eiffel Tower.
You were right about that.
Okay.
And then we're going to Milan.
And I know Jay,
Rome.
your sister, obviously, for people that don't know, Jay sent a photo in the group chat of a sick basketball court that's like 3 minutes from our hotel or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's the Luxembourg Gardens.
I don't know what the hell it is, but it looks sick. It was like literally an outdoor like garden basketball court. You know that I'm going to get some shots up out there. Have to.
Yeah,
like when my feet touch down in a different country, you know that I'm going to have to shoot a basketball no matter what. So
yeah,
I'll buy one at the store.
I was going to say, we're going to have to find one.
I'm going to buy one. What? We're going to buy one out there. I'll just give it to someone in the street.
Wait, what did you just say?
I'll buy the basketball, make a video,
and then give it to someone in the street.
Yeah, like that's dope. It's dope content. A1.
Okay, yeah.
But speaking of social media while in Europe, how do you feel? This is just like a completely different switch up topic because I know we love it. Chatting about planes.
Yeah.
How do you feel about? I know we touched on it last episode a little bit, but how do you feel about like us being so private and keeping our relationship private on social media for all of these years?
Yeah, I feel like we've sprinkled it in a little bit, like
recently, yeah.
Recently, but in the past too. Like I think throughout the years, sometimes we sprinkled it in more than others. And I feel like it has allowed us to be able to kind of keep things between you and I in a certain way. And I feel like it's a misconception that people think that like you didn't want me on your social media or that like.
Yeah, that was never the case. So anybody that did think that, I feel like people that we know in real life, that was always like a thing of yours. You would say to me a lot, like, well, people might not think that you're like.
No, people have said that to me before. Like, why aren't
really?
you on his social media? Like, people have asked me. And I'm like, because I don't want to be.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, if it was up to him, I'd probably be in every single video.
Yeah.
I more just like, sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. I'm not like totally opposed, but I think there's also something to be said for kind of like keeping it to ourselves. And I feel like that is part of why we've had such a great relationship, because I feel like it's, especially when we were younger, like I feel like there could have been more room to like, once you start putting everything out there, it just leaves more space for outside commentary. And I feel like things that then can be really unhelpful. I think sometimes like leaving it between us in certain ways and just sprinkling it in and like being like, okay, this is here, but it's not like everything in terms of what I'm presenting on social media. It keeps it like precious for you and I in a lot of ways. And I feel like it has allowed, like, there's certain parts of you that people don't know as well. And I think what we're doing now with like this podcast is a really cool way for people to get to see you and our relationship and our dynamic and get to know me too in a way that feels like more authentic, because it's like more long form and more, where it's a whole conversation. It's not like just like a 20-second video of like me dancing around or doing whatever, which is cool too. But
it's true. No, you're right. All of that you just said is it's like eye-opening to me, because I always just respected what you wanted. You know what I mean? Because like you said, if it was up to me, I would love you in the videos, just because I know, you know, what girls on social media, like having a girl in the video is always just, and people get attached to these like couple like creators or whatever. I follow them. I'm not gonna lie. I be catching myself like, there's this one couple on TikTok that I follow, and I followed them for years.
Yeah, you love them.
What's it? Talia and Virgilio. I don't know. I don't want to say their names wrong, but they like, I love them. This girl be dancing and the husband's kind of just like chilling. You know what I mean? And like they just do really cool things. And I feel like even myself, I've caught myself like, you know, being involved. Like when they post, I'm tapped in and I'm like, I'm looking at what they're doing and like, I feel like I know them, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know them at all. I just know what they're showing. So like, say they were having a bad day, you know, or like the husband didn't look his best that day, or the wife didn't look her best that day. You know, it's like, then it leaves so much judgment, you know, not that I would judge, but I know that for them, it's probably, you know, there's days where they don't want to post or they don't look their best or they don't feel their best, but they're still doing it. You know what I mean? So it does kind of create like a pressure from outside people that is like.
And just about like just the dynamics, like not even about like, oh, you look like this, or oh, you're not in that mood. I feel like yes, that, but also just like it allows just critiques of like, oh, why did they say that this way? Why did they this? Like, why did they look at you that way? Why, like.
People are always going to judge. People are always going to have something to say. And even if me and you, on camera, off camera, whatever it is, know, and we spoke about this and we always do, like our strengths and just like what we mean to each other and how we move as a dynamic together as a unit. Like we know, like no outside noise could like rattle that for us. You know what I mean? But when you start, these people, they don't know that. They're just in the comments thinking, oh, what I'm going to say to them is going to be it. This is going to like, they just want to try and mess something up because the hate, you know, in the world is just running rampant.
And that's why I feel like now versus when like you first started social media is totally different. Like I feel like we get to show this side of us and we're really like grounded and anchored in like our relationship. And it's not so like, maybe if it was when we were in our early 20s or something and we're like 21, 22 or something, it would just be such a different dynamic, because I feel like then it was more about like, okay, I have to get clicks for this and I want to show this off and that off, and like just not as like genuine and authentic. Not that it wasn't, but like I feel like now we're super sure of like who we are together, who we are as individuals, and there's more like depth to add, and there's still like fun videos and cool stuff to show. But I feel like now to show more of our relationship on the internet, which we obviously are by doing this podcast,
yeah,
it's like in a way where I feel so like rock solid that it's like none of that even matters. Whereas maybe like when we were 22 or something, there was more room for like outside chatter that could have like caused little like fissures in our dynamic together.
Fissures is a crazy word. I
I'm
like
pretty
that.
sure I was thinking about it. I'm pretty sure fissures means like little tear, right?
I have no idea.
I
That was great.
I hope so.
That was great vocabulary. I love that. But no, what you're saying is so right. Like being a little older, I hate saying that, you know, like that's a whole nother episode too.
We should do an episode on
age,
on age. Especially because for you, I feel like you have such an interesting relationship.
No,
it
just like when I said being a little older, not that that's a bad thing, but being older, not only just in physical, but also like together in our relationship, it's like, it's so much better, like, you know, introducing and being more active and putting it out there more. Now that we're a little older, because like you said, like younger, you know, they might comment something here. Like it's like a subconscious thing. Like if you're not grounded and like secure in who you are, these other comments might, you know, have you think in some type of way. Even if you don't really believe it or think it, it's like you reading that might get you just like off track. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like an advice thing, because it always does come down to, look, me and Brittany have been together for 20 years, 20 plus years. And it's like in this podcast, I'd always love to give like my take on a relationship, because I feel like it's such like an important part of our life. So it's like, that's one thing I would say is like, just if you want to do social media with your significant other, then I understand, like, you know, you have to be able to navigate it. But if you're just someone that's using social media as like a regular person and not trying to like build something on there, it's like, keep it private. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even... Don't let these people and these trolls or these haters have any type of power over your love. You know what I mean? That's really something that...
And that makes me think, like, I feel like the people who, not always, but a lot of times, the people who have the strongest relationships are the relationships you're not really seeing on social media. And the people who have the, like, fake relationships and someone's, like, shadily doing something on the side, or, like, when you're together with them in public, like when you're together with them hanging out, they're actually like at each other's throats, are the people who are like posting it, looks picture perfect, like everything's great, everything's curated, like, and it like seems so great. And you're like, oh my God, I want to be those people. Like they seem so happy. Those are always the people that then like 6 months later, you're like, they broke up? What?
Yeah,
like he had another wife? Like, what do you mean? Like, it's like
wife and life.
Yeah.
Like they be doing two different things, like acting like two different people. So that is so true. That is so true.
I feel like sometimes it's like, not like, I was going to say, like, what are you trying to prove? And not that it's like someone who's posts their significant other is always trying to prove something, because I don't think that.
Yeah.
But I think that sometimes it's like, it's kind of how we felt with getting married, with social media, with everything. It was like, we don't have anything to prove to anybody, because we know what our relationship is and we know like what it means to us and what our goals are here. And like we like, yeah, we can sprinkle stuff in and this and that, but it doesn't have to be like, if it comes about naturally, cool. And when we feel like the time's right, yeah. But like we don't need to rush anything or like post anything or do anything just to like check off a box or just to show other people like, look, see, we're in love, or look, see, like we're really good. Like, don't you want to be like us? Like,
that's so true. That's
not
so
at all.
true. The checking the box thing like hits different, because I feel like even in real life, I know so many people, and on social media too, like people that I follow, that it really is true that it's like a highlight reel. Like it's so curated. Like people just want these boxes to check, and like, for what? You know what I mean? If you're living your life to check a box from the outside to then judge that, the outside doesn't give a, they don't care. They really don't. They're going to judge and hate you regardless. So even if, you know, you're posting something to make it look like you're in love or you have all these nice things, it's like, they don't care. Nobody wants to see you do better than them, first off. So if you are posting that you're doing better than someone, they're going to instantly hate you, because they wish that they had that. You know what I mean? So why give people so much power? It's crazy to me that, like, you know, people live still in this day and age, like, to post and to like look a certain way and to do this and do that. It's just, everything's about the look, and it's like, for what?
And I feel like it reads more. Like, I feel like it reads more now than it did previously. Like, I feel like 5 years ago, even, people didn't see through the curation as much, or like see through kind of that, like, I just am checking off a box. I feel like now social media has been around for so long. and people are so like tapped into other people's lives, and like I feel like I've just like learned so much about how humans work that I feel like people see right through it. And like when you're posting something now that's inauthentic, whoever is consuming that content, who's ever watching it, I feel like can feel it like just in an unspoken way, rather than if it's something is like genuine, they can feel that. And I feel like that kind of curated content, even when it comes to couples or other things, it just doesn't, if it's fake, I feel like people start to read it more now than they ever have before, because it's just like they can see right through that kind of like superficial, like, I just want to like everything to look perfect. Like people want that real, raw, like, oh, I get that. Like, oh, you guys got in that like little bicker argument about something, but like then you also talk about this super deep thing. Like that's how I am with my person. Like that, I relate to that. Like I feel like people much prefer that over this like curated, I look perfect.
Yeah,
type of thing.
it's the I look perfect thing for me that you just said, because it's like, that's the like first thing that people jump to on social media. Cause I know I've caught myself like say I wasn't having the best looking day, or like whatever it is, like us together, like say I move a certain way or act a certain way. It's like people, their first instinct is to go by looks. And it's like, you don't know me. You don't know Brittany. You don't know what's going on in our lives. You don't know what we're going through. I could be sick for all you know. Like, not that I am, God forbid, but you know what I mean? Like something could be going on, and like the internet's first reaction is to like go based off of looks. And it's so crazy because it's like there's so much more to people than that. And it's like, it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right. Like you said, the raw, authentic, like that is what I've been going more towards, like in my life on social, especially on social media, like just scrolling through, like I look for people that are just being real. You know what I mean? Like just be you, because it's just more relatable. Like all that like flexing and editing the photos and all that was so like early on social media. Like now I feel like people are really starting to like go for like Emma Chamberlain, right? We always talk about her. You've watched her for so long. And I feel like she was like one of the first people that really changed that, because she was this girl, didn't throw on any makeup, would be like farting and burping in her videos, like eating pizza in her bed, like drinking coffee and like just getting ready and doing things. And it's like, she changed that mold of like, bro, I'm pretty sure she like does like runway model things with brands now and stuff, right? Hasn't she like gone like the modeling route and things like that?
I don't think she models per se, like in walking down the runway, but she like goes to like Paris with like Louis Vuitton and
like does crazy things like that. And it's like, you wouldn't necessarily like people, if you're scrolling and you put an Instagram model up on the screen or you put Emma on the screen, people would be like, oh, like at least people on the internet would be like, oh, the Instagram model, right? Because she's like done up a certain way and looks a certain way.
Yeah.
But really, Emma in real life is dope as hell. And like, you'd rather be with someone like Emma than an Instagram model, because it's like, she's real, raw herself, is never like putting on an act, you know what I mean? Which is really cool.
Yeah, well, that's even a whole different topic, because I feel like people are just all starting to look the same because everyone gets like the same work and like
surgeons, bro. I don't know if it's Miami
not even
or LA.
Surgeons, just like everyone gets the same filler, everybody gets the same like all that, like everyone gets, like everyone's starting to just like morph into the same person. And so it's kind of like, to someone like Emma Chamberlain's point, it's like she has her own like unique look. And I feel like there's something to be said for like people who are just like authentically beautiful because of like that they look different and they don't look like everybody else. Like I feel like it's starting like
that is
to
so
become
true.
Like it's like, because someone has a different nose, it's like, I think that actually is super cool. Like I think that actually is like makes you like really unique and like beautiful in your own way. It's becoming so like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, you look beautiful, right? Like this person who did X, Y, and Z thing. And like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like they look beautiful, but it's also like, at some point people stop looking like who they truly like were born looking like and start morphing into this like image of like what they're supposed to look like because of these like, again, curated photos that also aren't even real, and people compare themselves to edited photos of other people and compare themselves at their worst to like what people look like who have had all this work done or have whatever, and then are like comparing themselves when they're just like at home in their pajamas to like that like person who is like full glam and like had whatever done. But I even meant like perfect in the sense of like, yes, looks, but I just more meant even like portrayal of like having a perfect relationship or having a perfect life and making it seem like you don't want to show any like flaws in the internet. And like, yeah, nobody wants to like watch somebody like just cry all day on the internet. It's kind of like boring and like uninspiring, but like it's also interesting to like see the different depths that people have and it not always just be like, hi, this is me and like this is my perfect life and this is my perfect partner and like we look great and we wear matching colors together and like we just like take hot photos and like that's cool too, but it's nice to also have like the other authentic stuff sprinkled in because I feel like that allows people to really see who you are and it not just feel so like surface level.
Yeah, because I mean, any relationship, it's not perfect. You know what I mean? And life isn't perfect. Things are going to happen. And I feel like people being more raw and real on the internet is kind of shifting into like what the norm is going to be. I feel like in the next 3 to 5 years, even maybe sooner, like it's starting to happen already where just be real. Just keep it real, be you. And I feel like people will relate to that more than this like, oh, I got to look a certain way, act a certain way, be perfect. It's like, that's not real, bro. Everybody knows that's not real. Like, cut the act.
And nobody wants that. Like, nobody wants that. Like, nobody wants to see, like, yeah, it's aesthetically pleasing to see these, like, people who, like, their life looks so perfect and whatever. And it's, like, fun to look at sometimes. But it's also, like, you kind of leave that content, like, feeling shitty and feeling like I'm not good enough. And, like, and I feel like people want to feel like watch content that makes them feel uplifted and good, not content that's just like they're comparing themselves and they're never living up. Because that's not like, it's one thing to be aspirational, but it's another thing to like just feel so out of touch, especially for something that's not even true. You know, like it's one thing if it's like, okay, that is really your life. But if it's like you're also putting on an act, then it's like it's aspirational, but it's also a lie.
Yeah, you're living a lie, bro. Stop living a lie. These people on the internet got to stop living a lie. You know what content I'm not trying to watch?
What?
Planes crashing. Oh. Because we're going on a plane in a little bit. And
no, we need to watch, like, let's look up YouTube videos of planes landing.
Successfully landing. That's what we're going to look up when we leave here. Yeah, no, I'm, you know, it's going to be a great time. I had, you know, all of these things going into this, like thinking in my head, like all these little like, oh my God, am I going to be okay? Is this going to happen? But it's like talking it out with you even on the pod has been like.
We're going to have to do a recap episode when we come back of like, after, how are you feeling in terms of like, are you still shitting your pants? Are you?
Yeah. No. We'll do a recap episode when we're back. I would have loved to do one when we're there, but we're not there yet. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We gotta build it up. This is only episode 2. Okay. Shout out to everybody.
I'm curious of your take to see when we come back, your takes on Europe and stuff, because this is your first time.
Yeah. No, I've never been. So I definitely excited. Shout out to everybody. Like I said, episode 2, we're here. It's going to be a weekly thing. Shout out to everybody on the socials. Socials have been growing. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook we're posting active on all of them. So shout out to everybody that's been in the comments asking questions. It's been super nice. As always, before we do get out of here, we do have some questions that we're going to answer.
Okay,
I feel like we should do that.
I was going to say, are we forgetting?
We should do that every show. I feel like why not? But, actually, one coming in from your mom, which I thought was really cool.
Okay, I'm glad you picked this one.
Yeah, I had to start off with that. If Susie is ever tapped into what we're doing, you know we got to put her first on the list.
Yeah.
So she said, what does your perfect day look like? And I don't know if she meant together or individually, but yeah, maybe start off with that.
She's so cute.
Yeah.
That's such a cute question, my perfect day or our perfect day. Okay, should we say in day-to-day life or should we say when we're away? Day-to-day life?
I probably day-to-day, but I mean, this has been about going away, so maybe we could keep it about going away, whatever you feel.
Okay, I'll do a collab of what I think our perfect day is.
Okay.
So like me and you combined.
Love that.
So some things might be more you, some things might be more me. I would say, there's kind of a few things. Okay, number 1, all of our meals for the day are already like figured out and accounted for and like ready to go.
Oh yeah, we need that because the amount of brain power it takes to put these meals together. Oh, am I going to go eat out? Am I going to eat here? What am I going to do after? Do I have to wash the dishes? Do I have to throw things out? Like all of that is like, that's definitely a real thing for sure. Yeah.
Yes. So like breakfast is there, beautiful breakfast, like all the stuff we love. Moon's with us chilling.
Oh, Moon.
I feel like we're
obviously.
somewhere warm. So if like ideally Moon would be with us and we're somewhere warm
Moon's
where we
keeping us
can.
warm. He's cuddled with us.
Oh my God, I love him.
Yes.
I don't know where because I don't know where we're taking Moon, but this is not about reality. This is about ideal
Perfect day.
Perfect day, yeah. So he's there wherever we are, somewhere warm. And we wake up with the sun, we go outside, like all the things, have an amazing breakfast, and then just chill. Maybe like do a nice walk, like a hike, have like really nice conversations, maybe plan stuff out for the pod, like
Yes.
all that kind of stuff.
Create some content. For me, you know I have to play basketball.
For you playing basketball.
Have to. Sit in a hot tub or sauna because you know I love
this
those
man
things.
loves a sauna, loves a hot tub.
Yep.
Yeah, play basketball, definitely some form of movement, and have a delicious, probably a delicious sandwich for me.
Oh.
Like I love a delicious sandwich.
Wait. Before, can you tell us your favorite sandwich, like your go-to sandwich? I'll tell you mine after.
Okay, let's swap,
Okay.
and I guess yours and you guess mine.
I know yours kinda.
You should know
No,
mine.
no, like I know it, but I don't know like the exact specifics,
No,
but I
you
know
do.
some of them.
No, you know it. It's literally the same sandwich I order every time.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
You're doubting yourself. You
No,
even
I'm
know
not-
what goes with it on the side.
Yeah. On the side.
Yeah.
You're talking about sides?
Yes.
Like chips, you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yours depends,
Okay.
but I would say your go-to is going to be chicken cutlet, cheddar cheese, bacon, mayo on, or sometimes you do honey mustard on a roll. And then you love like what's like a chip you love? Okay, you love a vitamin water, the Triple X.
Wait, just so you know, I only do the honey mustard if I do mozzarella cheese, not cheddar.
Oh, sorry.
Because mozzarella and honey mustard go together, and then cheddar and mayo go
Right.
together. So that's like kind of that's how
Okay.
it goes.
And then your chip, so always a vitamin water Triple X, and then
Shout out to Triple X.
chip is sometimes you be getting like the barbecue not a Cheeto, what is it called, like a cheese puff, like what's that brand called?
What are they called?
Wait, what is
What are
that name of
those?
that brand?
Cheese puffs, I think.
Wait,
I think.
the red bag and the blue bag, the ones that
cheese
are like
puffs,
the classic
cheese puffs.
like
Because they're not Cheetos. Cheetos are like the crunchy small ones. Or maybe they are Cheetos. No, they're
no,
not
it's
Cheetos.
not a Cheeto, but is it called a cheese puff?
No, they're called.
Well, the
I don't
red
even
are
know.
puffy and the
No,
blue
we're gonna
is
look
crunchy.
it up. We're gonna figure that out. But yeah.
But anyway, you like that brand makes like, it's actually really a phenomenal snack.
No, it's a
they
great
make
snack.
like a barbecue
Cheese doodle.
cheese doodle.
Cheese
That's
doodle.
the name.
There we go. Yeah,
Cheese
barbecue cheese doodle. Yep.
Yes. Okay. I was like, cheese puff isn't hitting right.
Yep.
They make a barbecue cheese doodle and it's so good.
So
And
good.
you'll have that with your sandwich.
Yeah, 100%. So yours is
Yeah, guess mine.
turkey, provolone.
Oh wait, not me forgetting my own sandwich
Exact-
order. I was
yeah,
just
you're
about
like trying
to
to
be
press
offended.
me. Like what? Turkey, provolone.
Mm-hmm.
You get red onion, or you get the onion or whatever. There's onions on there.
No.
What you mean? I've
Wrong.
ordered. Oh no, Jay likes the onion on it.
Oh my God, doesn't even know who I am.
Turkey, provolone, lettuce, tomato,
Mm-hmm.
mayo.
Mm-hmm.
That's really it on the. Russian dressing. You get the Russian
No.
dressing on there.
Why would I get two? No. You had it right. Just trust your intuition.
Okay, turkey, provolone, lettuce, tomato, mayo.
Stop.
Stop. That's it.
On a roll.
On a roll. You get salt and vinegar chips on the side.
Yes, correct.
Duh. And
have to be kettle cooked.
yeah, kettle cooked, obviously.
to be.
You know, yeah, we can't get any others. And I feel like most of the time you're just doing water. You will do Triple X with me now, the vitamin waters.
Yeah, you kind of got me on those.
I got you on those. And yeah, that's it. That's
Yeah.
your sandwich.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
That's it. There is two ones that we could rapid fire through. One person said, what is an important part of your style? I'll answer mine first. Lately has been comfort. I love being comfortable. I've been also no logos lately. I've just been very like minimal with what I'm wearing, comfortable, and that's really it. That's mine. What's yours?
What was the question?
What's an important part of your style?
important part of my style. Okay. I couldn't remember important part of my style. Huh. That's a very specific question. I like that question.
Yeah, no, somebody asked it. I was like, oh, that's
I
cool.
like
It stood
that
out.
question. An important part of my style. Did you said comfort?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Something that I would say changed for me in the past since like I was early 20s to like where I'm at now is I feel like before I would freeze my ass off. I have worn construction tape to a party on Halloween, like just construction tape.
You're out of your mind.
Terrible. I would never in my life. I have worn heels so uncomfortable and tight that I still have 2 pinched nerves in each of my big toes. Okay, in Las Vegas. Never again would do that. I have like worn just like the most like just so many things that now I'm like looking back, it's like if you're not comfortable, you do not feel your best. So I feel like being, yes, like sometimes some outfits are going to be more comfortable than others, but being comfortable is, I feel like, a baseline to like most outfits put together, because if you're not comfortable, then like you act weird too. Like I feel like you're like uncomfortable, you're like fidgeting, you're like adjusting your shirt, you're like, you can't sit right because you're like, whatever's bothering you, you have blisters from your feet, like, and then you're not having fun. Like at that, when I was in Vegas and I wore those heels that literally pinched my nerves till this day, like, oh, so upsetting. But I literally couldn't, oh my God, I ended up spending like $30. This woman, she hustled me. Spent 30, good for her.
Hustled?
I spent $30 on those little socks.
Oh, those little that, like, in the bathroom. They'd be like, standing in the bathroom trying to give you like socks,
and they're
deodorant,
not even like
cigarettes.
real socks. They're like the ones like the no-show socks. Like they're like, and I literally spent $30 on them so I could put them on my feet so that way I could take my shoes off, because I couldn't be barefoot in the Vegas club. Like I just could not do that.
Gross. And
I had the shoes needed to come off. Like I was in excruciating pain, and it like ruined my night. So it's like, rather, I feel like comfort is one of the most important parts.
That is most important. Honestly, this is going backwards. Having your feet raw dog in the club in Vegas is almost equivalent to shitting in a public bathroom with no toilet paper on the seat. Is that
okay,
true?
Well, one of us has done one of those things and one of us hasn't. So
okay, fine.
I was not raw dog. So, I had socks on.
All right, you bought the $30 socks. You got hustled.
And it was worth every penny.
I know. I got you. I was just trying to compare the two, you know? Anyway, so that's that. And then we're going to end off with a good one here. Coming from our guy, Matt, who runs the podcast studio, said, what
Love
time
him.
are you coming to record? Love that guy. And to be honest with you, we recorded today at 9 a.m. So that was that. That's the time
or
we came.
9:15. That's probably why I
9:15.
was
Yeah,
like,
we were a little late, bro.
ass?
Sorry. We live a little, you know what I'm saying, 15 minutes away from here. And we are the worst. That's a whole nother episode with timing.
We should do an episode on like fatal flaws.
Oh my God, yeah. Ours is we're late to everything. And I'm sorry to anybody that I'm close to where I'm always late to things. I apologize here openly, publicly. But yeah, that's all we have for this one. We gotta go. We gotta pack. I still haven't packed and we're going to Europe. We gotta get on this plane. And yeah, this was amazing. I love you. I love everybody watching. We are now officially on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere that you watch and listen to your podcast. So make sure to give us those 5 stars, rate the show, follow the show, do all that good stuff. Get at us on social media. Always ask us questions, get in the comments, because we will use your comments in future shows, whether it's at the end or just throughout. So yeah, we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next one. I'm very excited.
Super
love you
excited.
guys.
Love you, and peace.